Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and our continuing series here of Hollywood Animal. And we're gonna start last episode, I guess. We're gonna finish up The Drunk Mayor here on its 12-week run, having made some money. We're gonna be releasing the Sicilian Tiger here in this episode. We're gonna take care of the May Low, luring her to our studio, and we're gonna probably get started on Flat Bottom, and the lead actress must be a level 7 or higher, and that will be that May Low movie, so that should fit pretty well there. So let's go ahead and get this started, and we're a couple of days away from getting another one in distribution. So this was The Drunk Mayor. We're going to end this distribution here. We can see we got actually 0 attendance in our 100 screenings here, so we're definitely going to end that one. It was a profitable film, so it's going to give us some of those points again. That seems a little high for that producer. I don't think we need him at this point. We do have another script being written, and we probably have we only have a couple of writers available, but no ideas available. So we're going to go ahead and release that film. This was going to be a low level film. I think we thought I thought it was going to be probably a 4-week run and going to be done, because we do have another one waiting to be distributed here. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time with that movie in the screens, I don't think. And our protection from the police raids has expired, and we're going to continue there. I don't think at this point we're probably in immediate danger, although we learned last time that we could send one of our security personnel to be on the lookout for police raids and then potentially request some protection from those raids. But we don't have a lot of extra security force around. So here's our bootlegger friend again, coming to us, wanting some Hollywood actors in one of his ads, or in one of his bars, actually, within the next 3 months. This, again, is going to cost us some money to pay an actor to go into the bar. We would get some goodwill points for it from the bootlegger, and so let's do that now. We'll accept it this time, and we're going to see actually if there are... Well, we were going to see. So this is the legal executive coming to us with a mayor in North Carolina, lost the election yesterday, kicked out of the family. He's under investigation by the police, believes his life and career were ruined by our film, The Drunk Mayor, in which he says we illegally used his image, and now he's demanding compensation for moral damages. I don't think we're going to pay him, and we'll have our legal team potentially fight that if something comes of that. So here's what's coming of it. So we have influence we're going to use. We have a 60% chance of winning again with our high legal representation. And we no longer have the mayor as a friend, so we can't get the exceptional legal representation. Let's see what it's going to cost. $70K. We're going to hold off a little bit on that. We have some time. We have 80 days for that. And somehow, Behind the Visor has made us some profit, even though this last week we only had 29% attendance. As we dropped the number of theaters down and the screenings down, somehow we're making money on that movie. I didn't think we would. We've got another one that's getting ready to go to post-production. We've got one that's getting ready to be released, and here we go with that one. We're going to end the release of this one, even though we're going up with attendance 35%. That's about 500 screens, actually. Yeah, we don't have We don't have screens, but you know what we'll do is we'll do this. We won't put it in any this week, but we'll let it continue since it went up a little bit. This is the next movie that we're releasing. I thought it was going to be maybe a little bit better. There's a 4-star, which is a little bit odd for a C+ movie, and a 3-star, so that actually may do pretty well for us as well. We could really use the help here. We're down to $2.5 million in our bank, so in our account, so we really could use the help here with getting this, although we need to clear that $629,000 that it cost us to produce the movie. So we just got an upgrade on our research. We got the 3-year loan, and I think at this point what we want to research is the $2 million loan, because we may need that here very soon. Because okay, so our court decision, we prevailed. The plaintiff's claims were rejected, so we didn't lose any money there, and we're over $3 million in the bank. So this was the filming of this movie. Or I'm sorry, this is a new script. 4.8 and a 4.6 out of 6. And one of our writers got an upgrade, leveled up. So we're going to see if we can get this made at a 4.8 and a 4.6. You know what? I'm going to wait for that to be made for him to come online. And that is really cheap. So if I can get him for 3 movies, we'll do that. He is a 6.3 actor, so that's a real good price. This guy's double, and he's not even a 6. So I think we'll pass on him for now, and we're going to get this over to post. That was about $500,000. It didn't move there, and it didn't move there, so that's all right. So we'll get this over to post-production. Nobody leveled up, it doesn't look like, although our cinematographer is maxed out at an 8. And we're going to start the post on that. And again, I don't think we have an editor out there good any better than what we really have. I mean, that's not really that much better. So, and it's not worth the $14,000 a month. We do have a 5.9 composer here, so we're going to hold off for him on that. And so I think maybe my cinematographer now is ready. He is not. We still have 40 days on the cinematographer, so I'm not sure exactly which movie he's working with. So here's the head of the script department. We researched this last episode, where the head of the script department is going to give us a new story element every 6 months, I believe is what it was. And here's our new story element. Highly festive atmosphere. So this is a new story element that we can use in the story workshop to write a story, write a movie. And we have a delay here now. To get in character, Owen Hartman was rehearsing an awkward fall and accidentally smashed a complex model of a church which the department had been working on for the past week. The accounting department sent him an invoice, but the actor is refusing to pay. Well, we can pay it ourselves. We'll pay it ourselves. It's part of production, right? Okay, so yeah, we didn't get anything here because we didn't have any showings. Let's see how this one did. Okay, we did get 100% attendance this week on this movie that just released, so that was pretty good. We'll have to see how it goes in weeks 2 and 3. And this one's going to be done. So this is the Sicilian Tiger. This is the one that was given to us by the mob boss. And we went from a 5 to a 4.7, which was not good. And a 3.7 to a 3.5, which it dropped a little bit again, unfortunately. Our composer leveled up a little bit there. And I guess let's use this one here. Again, those movie posters don't mean much. We'll set this for release on Valentine's Day. And hoping it does okay. I'm leaving some space here for potentially an extension of behind the visor, as it looked like it was doing good. We'll see what happens. Going to get the ads out for the Sicilian Tiger. Get that confirmed, and so now that's going to go into print. And I think now we have a cinematographer. We do not. We're still 35 days out. I don't know what he's working on. I should have looked. But our composer is ready, so let's do that. And we're using all of our studio stuff, so you can see we're not spending any money here. Again, the days were not cut, right? Medium day, I mean, we're doubling the days, but we're cutting almost $14,000 off the expense for that one. $10,000 off the expense for that one. So we're saving a bit of money on that part of the movie. And end of year. All right, we got a couple of them in here for the drunk mayor in action, which is pretty good. We got one in there for action. So we're going to get some experience for some of these guys here. The head of production, post-production. We're going to add the speed up to the studio. Got some experience here for some folks. Basically, all of the heads got the experience there. Okay, we just had another pretty good week here. We didn't lose any audience, any attendance here. We did, obviously, we're lowered the screens, but we're doing pretty good on this movie. That one should make money as well. This one, 435 screens, and we did 86% of those screens. We probably could have taken this up a little higher from 250 to 300 or so. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we're at basically the part of the game where we've passed the introduction to the game, and now we're trying to choose a path, and this is the time to choose a path. You've overcome the initial hurdles and achieved your first successes. Now even the skeptics have little doubt. You're in this business for the long haul. No more time playing around in the kiddie pool. Now you're ready to stand up. Choose a direction and move forward with confidence. And so what this is going to do, we can select a studio policy and learn about all the details, and this is going to be where we're going to go to do that. So we can see here we've got 4 different policies that we can choose from: Trash King, Behemoth, Boutique, and Factory. And when you click on each of these, you can kind of tell, one, what the movies that you're going to be making are going to be kind of geared around. So exploitation, grotesque characters, shoestring budgets, and plenty of blood, slime, and colorful sets. Forget all sense of appropriation and so-called good taste. Shoot it fast, shoot a lot, shoot it fun, and let the pompous intellectuals squirm as much as they like. So your starting policy bonuses: trash movies enjoy a slower decline in advertising effectiveness, and when working on trash films, all in-studio production processes will advance at twice the pace. And then we have another building that we can build here, create crazy story elements, and shoot exquisite trash of the highest caliber. If we select this policy, we get this building that we can build, but we have to go with these kinds of movies. The Behemoth is making the movies everyone will see. So this is basically blockbusters kind of a thing. Impose your will on your friends and crush your enemies under your heel. Your studio will become a household name if your heady flight doesn't fall to vanity and ambition. Actors who work with you will establish themselves in any roles they perform in pictures taking first place in box office receipts for the year. When a film's production budget exceeds $1 million, the number of viewers in the first week of release will increase by 25%. And attendance of films with a commercial rating above 9 will fall 25% more slowly. And then we get the image workshop. And this is kind of making the blockbuster movies. This is kind of nice. So if you have a film budget that exceeds $1 million, we would likely put it into additional theaters instead of just all of our own theaters, because we could get 25% more viewers in that first week. The other thing is that if it's above a 9 on the commercial rating, which we haven't had one even, I don't think, even over a 6 yet, but if we had one over a 9, then the fall from week to week is 25% more slow. So that's pretty nice. The boutique: uncover the true essence of cinema, experiment with form and content, resonate with sophisticated audiences, and try not to scare off everyone else. Your actors will establish themselves in any roles they play. If the film wins a Pollux for Best Picture, you will see the development ceiling of all actors, directors, producers, cinematographers, and screenwriters. Attendance for films with an artistic rating above 9 will fall 25% more slowly. And again, that's the one. That's that second score, right? We've got the popcorn score, which is the commercial appeal, and then we've got the artistic appeal is the second score. So if it's above a 9, then the attendance will fall more slowly. This here with the development, that is basically where the people max out. So we'll see that where that max is for all of our people. And then we have a film school here. We advance the development of actors, directors, producers, cinematographers, and screenwriters. And then we have the factory. Produce strong, well-designed, professionally crafted products that consistently meet the needs of the average consumer and generate regular income. Leave unreasonable ambitions to visionaries and megalomaniacs. Your advertising campaigns will pick up steam much more quickly. I'll talk about that here in just a second and what that means. Gain an advantage when signing 10-year contracts. During demanding 7 days a week, 16 hours a day film shoots with a commercial rating of 5 to 7, the crew's happiness and loyalty will increase. And then we can build the assembly line, study the market, and produce exactly what the public expects. So this one here, instead of, we've been doing a 6-week up to the movie and then the 4-week of the movie for the ads, basically it takes it down to 3 weeks in front of the movie release is really all you really need. So it saves you on some advertising money. So this one here I'm familiar with. That can be beneficial, I would say. However, this is pretty beneficial here. Obviously, this down here is beneficial as well. We're getting close to that $1 million budget already. So that would be pretty nice to have an extra 25% to go see the film in the first week of release. Problem is I don't know that we're going to hit that 9 anytime soon for the commercial rating. So I don't know if we want to necessarily go that route. And we really haven't been making a lot of, I would say, trash movies. And I'm not sure we want to, I don't know that we want to do that, just because of a lot of audiences it may not appeal to a lot of audiences. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to select this policy, the boutique. Once we select this, we can't change it, right? And so these are basically our goals here. Release a film starring 5 actors with artistic status. Actors and directors with artistic status will be more willing to work for you. And we can build the film school if we want now. And we can build it anywhere on our lot. Anywhere on our lot. So I think construction, $455,000. Okay, there we go. We've got that built. And we're in week 3 there. think we're still probably several days away from that one. We need to get something else written here. So here's a detective story, the Wild West with a daring adventurer. What was the other options here? Thriller. Okay, so let's do detective with the adventure writer and the thriller with the thriller writer. And we'll get those written. We're still waiting on a cinematographer here, I believe. Okay, so, all right, so this one dropped off. We did make some money. It's dropped off significantly. So we're going to end distribution on that one. I think it did make us a little bit of money. We're going to get the points for that. This one made us much more money. We're going to end the distribution on that one as well, because that one certainly didn't have anything left. A 4.0 producer. Well, let's keep him around. 22,000. So we've got the Sicilian Tiger coming out in about a month. We've got another month to go before this one's going to hit the distribution phase. We've got another month before. Okay, so this is our first Pollux Awards. And we get to submit one of our own movies potentially as best movie. And what we're looking for is probably this one here that had the highest artistic appeal. So we're going to do that. We can open these up if we had the reputation points, right? But we don't have the reputation points to do that. So we're going to submit that, and we'll. Do we have the cinematographer? We do not. We're still waiting. Okay, so he's working on Glass of Brandy. Is that the one that's filmed? That is the one that is currently filming. So we're going to be in Birmingham, Alabama. 4 were killed during a race riot. The story of a linguistics professor named. In the letter that sparked the riot, Bishop Thomas Bozzi wrote that the film was an offense against the white face of God and declared that if black lips touch white lips. So again, this is in the 1930s, so the environment was different. So keep that in mind as you're looking through, playing through this, hearing me read this. This is something that, likely did happen in that time period. Okay, well, we didn't get 6.6, 8.2, and a 6.6. So, yeah, our film didn't make it into the best film of the year. So, that's a little unfortunate. These are the nominations. We didn't get another nomination, which each studio nominates their own. So, okay, so the director has established himself in the genre of romance, and we'll have to attend. 4.2 actor. Let's see, he's saying that worst thing that came to me, wouldn't it be great if I just stayed out of sight while Jeremy was, can you give me a vacation for 2 months? Sure, why not? We have probably enough actors to get us through that. We're going to need to spend $70,000. He's an alcoholic. He might be cheaper. I doubt it, though. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, we're going to get him to go. That takes care of the bar thing, and now our bootlegger friend has given us some points here, goodwill points, that if we want to use them. So we're going to get the Sicilian Tiger released. Here's the release. So that takes care of that one. And the Mafia family boss is happy with that. The grandchildren never took their eyes off the screen. Now I can die, he says. All right. And he's given us some goodwill points. And so now he's on our side as well. And we can see that, we can ask him to search for blackmail material for an actor or an actress in another studio, or even someone else potentially if we needed to. That would consume almost all of our points, however. So we're going to close that. We're going to see. Okay, so this was a B- as well. All right, 2 stars, 2 stars, 1 star. I was hoping for another 2 or a 3. There's another 2 there. Got some experience from folk. Nobody leveled up. Our screenwriter is maxed out at 7. And again, this was a script that was given to us, right? So this was not our script writer that leveled up. That was the script writer that wrote the script that was given to us. So this guy is really, really cheap for a 6.9 director. So we're going to get him for 3 more movies. And glass of brandy actor. Let's discuss what he's going to charge us for 3 more movies. 37 minus the 10%, so 33,000, so 11,000 a movie, not too terrible. Life in a Barrel. So it was a 6, it stayed a 6. It was a 5.9, and it dropped to a 5.2. That's a little unfortunate. And let's go with that one. And 6 weeks there. Get these in here for, set this one up for release in our theaters only. So remember now, okay, so we didn't choose the right one, did we? So what we need to do is move this out. So our ads have the effect we want it to have. And this one should be ready to go to post. So 6 stayed a 6. We're keeping that 6 together. Okay, and this one increased a little bit, so that's all right. That's actually better than all right. That's good. This guy leveled up. The director leveled up to a 7. And we're going to start post-production there. Editor, composer, and then all of our stuff for no cost to us. And now I should have a cinematographer that I was going to use. This guy here is who I was going to use. Town interiors, town square, store, market, diner is interior. So you can see some of these are now 3-star locations instead of all just 2. And we're going to do the extras, the props, and the plenty of... Okay, let's see. We've got a 4.8. Let's see how much money he wants to extend. 11,000. All right, we'll do that through the end of the movie. So we've got 3 movies left with this guy, so we'll do that one. top. Let's see. Okay, so we've got one movie left with him. Go. He was a detective before, so let's put him in that. Oof. We potentially need a better actress, so let's see if we... Here's a 7.1 for 10,000 a year. So let's see what she's... 25,700 for 3 movies. We're going to get that contract signed and get her in this movie, since she's a 7. Mentor... Don't really have a mentor here, so he's got more movies left. Oh, wow. We need another female for an evil monster. Let's do this. Let's get her to come over here for 3 movies. And what we're going to do is draw her over. And now she works for us. So now that she works for us, she's in this movie. And we didn't have to pay her anything because of that dirt that we had found earlier. And that's going to be 31 days, 30 days left in development for that one, pre-production there. The Sicilian Tiger, we had 100%. We made some good money there. We'll see what week 2 brings us. I think we're going to... Okay, and the script department has a freelance writer's office we have researched now, so we can build that, and that will not be... Well, I can potentially build it this episode. Let's see. Okay, so these were the winners. We didn't have anyone that won anything, so we didn't. So that's a little different. In the past, you actually went to the awards presentation. So the day before his inauguration, FDR promised a series of reforms that would restore the banks, stabilize prices, and reduce unemployment. The president-elect assured everyone that America would see of positive changes within the first 100 days of his administration. The media called Roosevelt's policies the New Deal. And remember, this is around the Great Depression, right? Okay, so we didn't drop off any, although we lowered by 600 our screens. So we're going to get profit out of this movie. We'll let it get to profit first. So, yeah, there's our freelance writer's office. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go ahead and start construction of that. That goes over here next to the script department. 71,000 for that mid-tier construction, 40 days basically for that. And we have made profit, but we really dropped audience here on this one. So we're getting kind of long here, and I don't want this to be as long as some of the other. Okay, 22% of 1750. So we do need something to stay in the theaters, though. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this 450, 350, 250, and 150 on the last week, because that will then take us into Life in a Barrel. We can see that's already set up. And when that gets done, that should be ready to almost hit distribution. So we've got a new script here, 6 out of 6, and a 5.7 out of 6. So that's going to go to pre-production as well. We're going to start that project as well. And this will be the last thing that we do here on this episode, because I don't want to keep it long. Farm, mountains, forest. These are all 2 stars because we don't have the big sound stage that we have available because we're using that for the other film. We're going to do the extras, the medium props, and the plenty of crew. We're going to get that producer, this director. I don't think there's another 6'0 actress out there that's going to be cheap enough. This one maybe. Let's get her in for... Let's bring her in for just this movie. And we'll see what happens. Because I want to get a couple of them in the pipeline. Oh my goodness. 20 grand for this one, I guess. There was another one in there that was... I probably should have taken instead. This one here. I'm going to grab her just in case. Almost the same price, and she's a little better. And we're going to actually use her. And the criminal mastermind, we're going to use him. He's been a criminal mastermind before, so that's good. So that role is kind of familiar to him. We're making money here with the Sicilian Tiger, the script that was given to us by the mob boss, and we're making money again. So it went up because we decreased considerably our screens, but we're going to make money. I think, let's see, new initiative, limit Best Picture nominations. Studio that wins Best Picture cannot apply for the nomination in this category the following year. That's one of the things that may get voted on in the alliance that we saw the last time. I think we're going to stop here. I want to thank you for watching first. I'd like you to subscribe, comment, like, and I appreciate you guys watching. This is my 10th video ever. So please, any feedback that you have, anything that you like I said, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks.